Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of NB Snippets. I think this is episode 3. It's your favorite guy you love to hate, Welly F, and the Monstar J himself. We're back with another one. I find this one to be something that kind of got swept under the rug, and it's kind of odd that it got swept under the rug, and it shouldn't have really got swept under the rug because this is an epidemic that can affect people on so many levels. Uh, Me and you haven't had a chance to really just sit and talk about it, but sex doll industry, the sex doll rental industry is about to get on and popping on a real level. Did you get a chance to read the article?
No, I didn't.
All right, so in Vancouver, apparently, they just started renting out the sex dolls, I think this past Friday. They say the customers range from 21 to 70. Yes, 70-year-old men are out there. I mean, they need companions too. The website is naturaldolls.com, or it's natural dolls. And their Instagram page, I actually was curious to see how many followers they have because I still think that the sex doll industry, um, no matter what, it's still taboo to an extent. But when you go to their website, man, they definitely have some options, man. The website is, like I said, it's naturaldolls.com, and that's their Instagram too. In the article, it says natural curiosity delivered intimacy. That's the slogan behind a new Canadian company called Natural Dolls that offers sex dolls for rent. It offers a discreet way for customers to select a doll and pay online and then have it delivered without having to leave the comfort of their homes. And after a successful start in Calgary in November, the company will begin renting dolls in Vancouver this week, which was last week. The thing that jumped out for me on this article was the fact that it was like the guy that started this, his name is Randy. Randy says that he was formerly in the oil and gas industry. Randy says that he was inspired to get into the business from what he saw in Japan. And of course, we know Japan was on that shit already. They some perverts. But he adds that he also heard of people in Denver, Los Angeles, and Houston who are successfully selling sex doll rental service. And if I'm not mistaken, the Houston doll service is like in the Galleria area.
I think we talked about that
Uh,
on a past episode.
yeah, that's why I said I felt like it was swept under the rug just due to the fact that, I mean, yeah, we talked about it, but we actually kind of have details now. Um, right now, there are currently 8 dolls available for rent in Calgary. Randy noted that only 6 are available in Vancouver right now. However, there are a couple of them on the way. A doll may be rented for an hour at 149, 3 hours at 180, or all night at 249. Last year, Bella Dolls opened doors for business in Vancouver. People began renting out its selection of ladies from the sex doll brothel. And it gets gets more in depth than that. I think one of the more unique things to me is how the sex dolls look. That's the main takeaway for me. Like we've always lived in a world where people kind of had a fascination with blow up dolls. I guess today on this snippet, my main question is: have we reached a time in society where men can enjoy the idea of having sex toys just as well as women do and not be seen as weirdos?
My
I'm
initial
just
thought is that this is kind of a mixed bag because first, it's almost like okay, this is a weirdo who has this lifelike model of a female, which I mean, in today's day and age, everybody or most females are trying to achieve the quote unquote Barbie look or the look to where they don't look real. They have on so much makeup when they get what they say, get their face beat or slayed or whatever. They just have so much
Mhm.
or glammed up or whatever you call it, where you just have on so makeup caked up that you almost don't even look real. So I mean, it's just kind of plays into that fetish, but then also at the same time, it's kind of like okay, here is somebody that is socially awkward who is able to get their quote unquote rocks off without being out there committing assaults, sexual assaults to get this done.
And it's weird because when I hear you say that, I automatically think of the fact that, I mean, dildos are highly acceptable. So when a woman is relying on her dildo to get herself off, do we look at women as weirdos?
I don't think we do.
And it's, to me, that's strange when I see that as something that we kind of accepted over time with a little more ease. And then I mean, because once again, yeah, we're looking at these lifelike dolls, but let's be real now. As I put these sexier women on the screen and people are looking at them, it's almost very hard to tell which ones are the real ones or which ones are the fake ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotten to the point where people are seeking casual sex with plastic-like figures. And once again, when you look at these women on the screen, you automatically have to ask yourself, did the glamorization of us as men and women wanting to look like Barbie dolls cause this epidemic to kind of, did this kind of like plant the seed? Because I don't think that we've ever lived in a time period where women of all colors have taken on this figure. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
At first it was like limited to like just maybe it was black women or exotic women from overseas, but now you're just looking at your average white woman that has, double D's that she bought, has hips that she bought, has lips that she bought, and then when they go on their social media pages, they tend to look lifeless.
I mean, I've seen some where it's like I can't tell if this is a real person or not, if this is a filter on their face or anything like that. And to your point, like men, we're kind of looked at as weird if we use anything for sexual gratification other than our hand.
Even the pocket vagina is something that is extremely weird. And once again, like, I gotta ask people, like, what's the difference between a woman openly bragging about having a dildo to get herself off and a guy having a pocket vagina? Like, I can obviously sense why somebody may be creeped out by a lifelike doll being under a guy's bed, but once again, do men solely take the blame for that, for that desire, when women really look like that? And it's like, well, I crave casual sex with this type of person. I'm probably an incel, can't get it, but now I can get this sex doll that's close to the real thing. I'm not harming anybody, and I'm keeping this to myself. And earlier you said it makes them socially awkward. I mean, I think social media makes us socially awkward to begin with. So adding another variable to it, is that really an issue?
No, I guess there's really not a huge change. Just I'm still doing it in the privacy of my own home and minding my business.
Honestly, and like I said, man, I was watching the season 2 of You, and it was a part where I think Delilah was having spoiler alert for people that haven't seen the season 2 of You. You're not really missing anything, but it was a part on there where Delilah was having sex with the cop that I guess they were just friends with benefits, and in that scene, I saw that her energy towards him, or the treatment of him, seemed like she was just using him to get her rocks off. And she treated him like less of a human after it was all said and done. Like, kind of gave a vibe off like, I don't really want to hear your problems. I don't want you to give me any advice. I just need you as this tool. Meaning, in a sense, this woman really just wants him to be a lifelike man, and she just wants him for this one specific genitalia, and you can leave now. In that instance, I thought to myself, are women really like this in real life? And if that's the case, do they realize that, in a sense, you don't really need this guy? Maybe there's an industry for you guys, or maybe you are just good enough with the dildo. Because I know I always hear the excuse, oh well, I kind of want that body to body contact, that intimacy from another being. I mean, if that's the case, or why are we not treating these people like they're a quote unquote another being, and we're like just kind of making it well known, well, I don't really need you here. I just want you to get my rocks off.
Who knows?
Just something to think about, ladies and gentlemen. I, curiosity killed the cat, but once again, this is something that may be brewing in your city. It may be something that you may come across one day. You may realize this industry has gotten so big that you may get into a marriage that becomes sexless, and it's not really easy to talk about. So then your husband, says, you know what, I'm gonna just go get me a sex doll. Would you consider it cheating if he got a sex doll? And maybe even if he was open with you about like, hey, I want to go get a sex doll because I realize our sex drive between one another is kind of died, and to avoid actually cheating, I'll just go rent out the sex doll, handle my business, come back home. It sounds weird, but when you think about it, it sounds reasonable. So it's just something to think about. Once again, are sex dolls something that we can come to a understanding on? Meaning, we can look at sex dolls the same way we look at women with dildos, or people that have sex dolls, no matter what, always going to be looked at as weirdos and creeps. Let us know, and also don't forget, rate, subscribe, comment, because that does increase the engagements. We really want to hear your thoughts. Drop that comment on IG and on YouTube, and don't be scared. You give us feedback, we'll give you feedback. And if you have anything that you want us to talk about, shoot us an email. Y'all know that email. If you don't, there it is. And you already know why we're here. If we're living, we're learning, and that's it. Peace.